and this is the Stand Up and Shout Rock Show with Wisk and Kev.
What's up, everybody?
On the Wylde Style Network. We're coming live from the Salisbury Center studios, powered by Monster Energy. And joining us in the studio tonight, we've got a big show here at the Salisbury Center. It's punk rock night for autism awareness.
Yeah, we got like a special motif going on.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's a good thing. Good vibes.
Yep.
All the way around.
And a great showcase of some local music.
Of course.
And joining us here in the studio is Ladder Match. Raw Dogs. Okay. Sorry about that.
No worries.
Man. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely. So we have CJ and Aiden and Ian. Welcome to the show.
Thank
you.
And you're kicking off the punk rock venue tonight.
That's right.
Yeah. Excellent. How's that feel?
Feels good, feels good to get a little started, maybe, we're thinking maybe for the set tonight, we're going to throw in a real punk song, and then the next song is going to be like a little ska, maybe bring down the crowd a little bit, and then we're going to lift it back up.
Right. So I heard, then what did I hear on sound check? I sound like, that felt as punk could be.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. So was that you guys? What were you playing?
Yeah.
That was a song of ours called Psychotic.
Okay.
It's about a girl stealing your stuff. It's a true story to me, but about a girl stealing your stuff and how she's crazy.
Yeah.
That's what we were playing down there to do the sound check and stuff.
I love it. Was it a sweatshirt?
It was a sweatshirt. No, it was a hoodie and money and something else. I forgot. It's probably in the lyrics, but I just have to.
But not your heart.
Not my heart. My heart's the music. That's where my heart's
right.
So we talked very briefly off air. You guys are from Burke.
Yeah, that's right.
Tell us a little bit about, how long you guys have been together, sort of a little bit about the band, since everything is, we're introing you to our audience and it's new to the venue tonight.
Definitely, yeah. I was just gonna say, so I've known this guy ever since like 4th grade, and I think it was like 3, maybe 4 years ago.
Yeah.
We just kind of like got together again, and we just started jamming, and we really liked our sound. And then we met this guy too. We all go to the same high school together.
Nice.
So
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's basically it. I mean, we didn't really know what we wanted to go for at first.
Definitely.
We just kind of went for it. I mean, we really experimented with like grunge music, even like some country stuff. We went like a bunch of different ways, but we really, all found what we like doing, which is the punk, the reggae, and the ska stuff.
Yeah. All right, cool. So that's what I was going to ask you about, like what drew you to punk rock, like how you not that you're talking about a progression of things that you listened to, you fell in love with punk, but what about punk? Like why was it punk for you?
I was going to say, I know it's the same thing for kind of E here. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but I just kind of grew up around that, right? Like when I was, younger, like my uncle would just kind of play that around the house, right?
Nice.
And it took me a while to get into it. I'm not going to lie. But eventually, it's in my roots, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, definitely.
I felt like when I was listening to you guys sound check, that's what I'm going to compare everything to, because that's the song I know that you guys do, Psychotic. There was an old school like punk groove to it. Like I felt a lot of 1970s specifically influence in that. Am I hearing that right?
Most definitely.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I don't know. For me, I'm just always have been so drawn to like that 80s SoCal punk. I mean, you can start naming any kind of band. I mean, my favorite, obviously, big shout out to Black Flag. But no, and they've just been very inspiring to me, and yeah.
I'm going to ask. Sorry, Kevin, if I'm cutting you off
good.
here left or
You're
right.
good.
But yeah, so like. I'm just an enormous Bad Brains fan. Like you guys are bringing up the stuff.
We're all big into Bad Brains, for sure. Yeah.
Are you doing any covers, something like that tonight, or anything along those lines that I might hear some of that influence?
So I mean, for sure, we used to cover some Bad Brains songs. Like, of course, gotta love "Leaving Babylon," right? No. But we just. At first, we were playing covers like when we first kind of started, but right now, all we do is just originals.
Yeah, excellent. All right, good. Yeah, fantastic. So, how many originals have you worked up?
I don't think there could be like really an exact number, but definitely over 10, 15, around that mark.
I'd say even like 20, 25.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah, for sure.
All right.
Any formal recordings or put anything?
We do have an EP out on is it SoundCloud,
Apple Music,
and Spotify. Yeah, and there's 4 of our songs on there. Yeah, that's pretty much the only music we have out right now. But we're working on more, and we're in the process of making more and recording.
And so in terms of live performances, where are you with that? Is this a newer experience to you, or you've been playing out and around? Where can people find you?
Yeah, most definitely. If you guys kind of want to see like where we're at or where we're playing, definitely follow our Instagram. We always post, anything that we do, any kind of shows that are planned, anything like that. It'll be straight on our Instagram.
Uh-huh.
But no, we've definitely played quite a few places. Harrisonburg.
Me and his first show ever was in New Jersey.
Yeah, I
it was
forgot
at
about
some
that,
bar.
yeah.
Do you remember the bar's name?
Bucket Brigade.
Bucket Brigade, yeah, in New Jersey. It was great. It was just me and him doing like dubs, and even your uncle came on at one point. But that was a little before Aiden Moskal joined the band. But yeah, I think that was our first official ever show out in New Jersey.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, cool.
So we talked a little bit about influences, and it sounds like there's some wide-ranging influences to your musical taste. But talk a little bit more about what sort of drives the inspiration, your performances, what you draw from for your music.
I would say sorry, are you asking like what our inspirations are, or what inspires us to make music?
Your musical influences.
Oh, my musical influence. For me, like the big 2 are Sublime and Rancid. Okay. I love Rancid. My dad always had it playing growing up, and all the Tim Armstrong side projects, Transplants, all that. And Sublime for sure. I'm in love with Eric Wilson's bass lines. They're just so groovy. I could listen to it all day. That's me at least.
Yeah. For me, I originally started off playing jazz, so once I joined these guys, it's like so I guess kind of like a big switch, like going from like jazz to playing like The Damned and like Bad Brains and everything like that. But it's been pretty great.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I guess for me, definitely like I said, Black Flag, but I'm same thing with him. Sublime, loved it. I think that's what really got me kind of playing really music in general. I would just kind of like listen to those Bradley's like guitar leads, and I remember like just even first listening to like Santeria and Badfish, and I just absolutely loving it. Like I had to learn more, right? So definitely Sublime was a huge influence on me as well, but I kind of steered away from that a little bit. Definitely learn more punk songs, just like I said, that kind of 80s SoCal punk scene.
Sure.
But yeah, I hope that answers your
Yeah,
question.
no, it does, absolutely. And it kind of speaks to, a lot of the bands that we've talked to, some conversations we've had on the podcast is, it's great because obviously you guys are just a wee bit younger than we are, but to be inspired by the 80s SoCal punk bands, that was when we were in high school. So, it's great to see that coming back around, that there's rock bands that are drawing that inspiration, kind of carrying and pushing forward, playing these, punk and rock music.
Sure, and it was funny. I was talking to somebody the other day that I work with, and I feel like everything just comes around. You know what I mean? Like everything comes back in a way. You see it with clothes, or even I guess music too, right? But it's definitely, like I said, what I grew up around. So just kind of pushing it back is kind of, I don't know, one of my goals, right? So, and I don't know about you all, but at least for me, that was.
I would agree.
Yeah, I would agree 100%. Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about your songwriting process, since you have this bank of originals. How do they come out?
So, it goes, we don't really have like a set process of writing songs. CJ will, he's always writing songs. Like always coming up with new stuff, but he'll have some lyrics written or a guitar, riff or whatever, and we'll go to Aiden's house, our practice space, and, we'll mess around with it. It might work, it might not. Or, recently we'll all play together. That's been our process recently is, sitting down together and just writing the lyrics, everyone having their ideas shared. And
Definitely.
yeah.
And I'll say even too, like, especially with these last couple songs that we've written, like, you know, I'd say for the most part, it was just kind of like Ian and I just writing music, just kind of, you know, making our thing, right? But I feel like the newer songs we've been making, like just us all sitting together and just working on not only lyrics, but giving each other like, you know, constructive criticism, right?
Sure.
Just like, oh, you know, and that's kind of hard to hear as, you know, a musician, right? Like, I might say like, hey, like, I really dig your bass line, but I feel like it could have a little more like oomph to it, right? Or like even, you know, if Ian tells me like, you know, maybe like you're doing too much, like maybe you have to like bring it down a bit. And, you know, at the end of the day, like we're gonna do what we want to do, but it's good to hear certain feedback from you know, other people, you know, because that way you can kind of see like, I don't know, you can just kind of make your own sound, right?
Absolutely.
Out of
And I feel like at the end of the day, you know, what comes first for us is like, you know, keeping a good relationship, keeping our friendships, you know, and not getting like overboard and getting, you know, all crazy and just being mad at each other, you know, because it's really easy to do that. It's really easy to butt heads over, you know, music, ideas, all these different things that come along with playing music. But we, you know, we try and we do keep it very like, you know, subtle and everything relaxed. You know?
Right.
Yeah.
Brothers.
That's what it is.
That's
It's
exactly.
brotherhood. Yeah.
Yep.
Awesome. Well, we're looking forward to catching the set tonight. You mentioned Instagram.
All right, well, hold on a second. But so being local, and you know, since we're being exposed to a lot of new acts here at the Salisbury Center tonight, are there any that maybe here, maybe not here, like any local acts that you want to give a shout out to?
Shout out Knuckleheads. They're the ones that, you know, that invited us out here.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
And Bleak Worms.
Definitely
the
shout out to the Bleak Worms.
High Horse Cavalry. Shout out to you guys.
2 months later.
2 months
Yeah.
later, they're great.
I mean, we could sit here all day, right?
Yeah, sure.
No, but I don't know. At least for me, like I'd say all of us collectively, like we're just very appreciative, like of every opportunity that we get, and even this one too. Like, I mean, you know, this is what we love to do. You know, this is my dream. You know, and so just to be able to play these places, it's just like. It's unreal, right? You know, and we're doing what we love, and we're just going to keep on going, see where it takes us.
Yeah, we just do what we do, and we don't care what people think. Like, that's what it is. Like,
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So you mentioned the Instagram account. Where else can, you know, on any of the other socials? You have a website?
Definitely. We do have the Instagram, like we talked about. We also have like a link tree on there as well, so you can go ahead and click that link, and I'll show you all the different socials we're on: YouTube, Instagram, Spotify, Apple Music, and I think there's a couple other streaming platforms we're on as well.
Awesome.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, we're looking forward to catching the set.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you guys for stopping by,
Yeah,
and
of course.
we're going to throw it to break on the Stand Up and Shout Rock Show.
Sounds good.